the thing that I love so much about where I am now is I truly feel just like a regular person. Like, and I think that at some point in your life, when you have been like the one and you are, striving to do certain things, at some point in life, you just want to chill. Like, you just want to be regular. I want to go to a space where don't nobody know Monrae and nobody's asking Monrae for anything. Like, and I feel like I'm in that space where I just could be Adriana and I could just cook and clean and, Casey asking me for all the stuff, like he just like, girl, where's my canes? So I think it's just like chill, just a different life. And I think that it has been, it just has been great. So I like it.
Good idea, now we buying merch.
That's ghetto.
Payment miss.
Ooh, the ghetto.
Say she quit.
Ooh, the ghetto.
Late on your rent.
Rent is ghetto.
New event.
Ooh, the ghetto.
Invoice in.
That ain't ghetto.
Money spin.
Oh, that's ghetto. Hold on, it's kind of ghetto being a CEO.
Welcome back to another episode of the Ghetto CEO podcast, where we talk about how being a CEO is super ghetto. Okay, super ghetto. And today we are going to interview a lovely young lady that is going to talk about her CEO journey. But y'all know we are in season 5 of album mode. And today is a very special day. Today is my birthday. Okay. And so I am super excited about this episode that is releasing because we're going to talk about album mode. We're going to talk about all the things y'all see us in the studio. And album mode is all about being in your album mode season where you are grinding and doing the things that it takes to release that project, to get that birth, that baby that you are trying to birth in. Today, we have a very special interview from a very special young lady, and that young lady is me. I am the person that is being interviewed, but we have my girl, Dr. Lauren Elise Simpson, that is going to interview me today on my birthday. So what's up, Lauren?
First of all, I'm hijacking because at this point, y'all have known her for several seasons.
Yes.
But y'all haven't got to know her.
Yes, they ask all the time. They like, we want to know more about you.
So I'm hijacking, y'all. I'm hijacking. First of all, she didn't even give herself all the accolades. How you do everybody else intro good and your own intro is
okay?
Like,
Well, tee me up. Then.
All right. My girl, straight from Memphis, Tennessee, who started off as an entrepreneur at a very young age, so she's always had to hustle. Yeah. But let me tell you how she turned that into millions. So she's been a coach. She's been a speaker. She has sold a book, and it's award-winning, too, so don't play with her. And she's also now building an amazing agency where we're going to do everything from experiential marketing all the way to building your entire campaign and anything you need in between. So we get it done. Trust us. Just call us the gladiators because we're going to get it done even at the end, okay? So my girl, Monrae, but y'all may know her as Monrae, but she has several names. But I ain't going to give you the other ones.
I ain't going to give them all my aliases.
Look, I'm ready, y'all. She haven't even tested my questions, so she has no idea what. So this is going to be real. All right, you ready? Mm-hmm. First of all.
Hello.
Hello. Y'all gonna have to bear with this. Is gonna be a fun episode, okay? First of all, it's her birthday. Make sure y'all click the link below. Purchase, because that's what's gonna show her love on her birthday. Just so you know. All right, shameless plug. Yeah. We gotta get the money. So first of all, who is Monrae? Or shall I say Adriana? I mean, who is she really? Like, we see who we see, but who are you really? Like, you didn't introduce yourself, so like let us know who you are.
That's a hard question. I mean, for me, who am I? I mean, I'm an entrepreneur. I've been doing this since I was 19 years old. I started my business very young, so I have been doing business a long time, but I have a lot of different facets to me. I am I just do all the things. I'm a CEO, all the things. So
see, and that's why I'm gonna make sure I break down too, because that's the stuff surface level.
Okay, what do you want to know?
We getting into it. The question's gonna let it come out. If you don't want to tell me, it's getting to it. Y'all ready? So first of all, we're gonna talk about album mode. So what does that mean? And give us some context. So when I think of album mode, I know everybody likes to think of like the Kanye's, but I still like Drake. You can say what you want. I still like Drake. He's going to give me captions for my Instagram. Mm-hmm. He's going to make sure that I'm ready for the summer. Like, who's calling my phone? Like, I'm going to be ready. So when I think of him, sometimes he does kind of disappear and then he'll pop back up and the album is going to hit. Like, you're going to have captions on captions on captions. You're going to hear it every day. You click on Instagram, boom, song. Yeah. So what is it, like, what are you saying for your album? Well, we're in the studio, like, we're making beats. But what do you say that really means, give us context on why you even came up with this idea?
So album mode for me was like a different level of being. And one thing, like for people that don't know, when I first moved to Atlanta, I was around a lot of artists. that I work with. So I used to always say like I was the baby mama girlfriend marketer. Because I would like help their girlfriends or their baby mamas make businesses or, you know, flourish or whatever. And so I was around a lot of artists. So I got to be in the studio a lot. And so with that, I just used to see what that dedication would look like versus when you just chilling. You know, when you like come in the studio, like it's the difference between you coming in the studio and you just, you know, trying to make a song, release, you know, whatever, versus you coming into the studio and you in album season because you got the pressure of the label, but you also like, you are trying to make something great. And I just think about like, when I hear artists talk about when they're in album mode, like they're like really like, I gotta do this. Like I'm trying to top my last album. I'm trying to do something greater than I did last time, right? And so it's just a different level of mindset that you gotta have when you go into album mode. And I think a lot of times when people think about album mode, they think about like you got to be grinding, like you got to be working hard. Like, no, it's just a different level of dedication to this thing. Like you can be in album mode in your relationship. You can be in album mode in your career. You can be in album mode. Like, and I just feel like in this season, while I'm not working as hard as I used to because I have a wonderful glorious team that helps me be able to do the things. I am still in album mode because I'm building $100 million company. And so I am still building, you know, in album mode because I'm developing my personal life and, you know, just doing all of those things. So I'm in album mode, but it just may not look the same. These tracks are a little different.
Can you imagine when I think of like just classic albums? Can you imagine what it looked like? I'm no bias, but Mariah Carey when she was making Emancipation, Mimi, people who don't even like Mariah.
Yeah.
Usher, Confessions.
Yeah.
You know, even who else had a real like the album where you can listen to the songs, song after song. Those are like very classic. So when I think of that, it's kind of like different.
Yeah.
They made it going into the studio thinking like, oh, this is just a regular album. Mm-hmm. Who knew that was gonna come out like class? Like to this day, you can still like Usher, Confessions.
And also thinking about like the setting when you're in album mode, like when you're in a studio and you really locked in to get something done, or even if you just like stumble into a classic, like when you in the studio, it's not like, especially when you locked in, you got like distractions are cut off. Like it's not a whole bunch of people here. You got your favorite engineer, your favorite producer here, you know, that's giving you beats and whatever. Like you're literally going through the track list and thinking about like what's going through your life so you can sit and write. And so I've seen artists like when they in the studio like this, they go in the corner, they sitting and writing, they writing, and then they're listening to beats. I'm talking about I done seen artists listen to hundreds of beats over and over and over until they pick that right one. So you pick that right one, pair it with those words, you go into the studio, and then you start trying to lay the tracks down, and it's just like you try to perfect it, and you're like, oh, okay, I hear it. But then you got people, not a lot of people, but one or two people on the outside of the studio that's like, nah, run that back, that's the one. You know, so you may need your hype person, or you may need a team or somebody to support you, like, yeah, you on the right, you know, on the right path. Mm-hmm. So when I think about album mode, it's just like, it's a level of dedication that you have to get to this result, especially if you've already came out with an album. Yeah. You know, like, especially if you've been an entrepreneur, you've been doing this, you may want to switch it up. I think about how Beyonce may have went into the studio when she created Cowboy Carter. Like, that is something that's totally not aligned with what she, you know, what she had going on, because when she wanted to switch it up, she probably changed producers. She's probably got different beats. She probably, you know, all the things, like, she probably had to wear Cowboy Carter you know, to really embody that. So what does that mean to go into album mode? So for me, album mode is like, I'm embodying this new season with all the things we have coming up. We got a book coming out. We got, you know, a little cute little rebrand coming out. Like, all those things. And it's like, I'm embodying this next level of this season for me to go to the next level. And I love that. Okay, yeah. So now we want to make sure we explain what album mode was in the details. And now you got it. Catch it. All right. So next thing I have is, what have you had to walk away from to stay in album mode? Like, is there something or someone
in that sense that you had to walk away from in album mode?
Are you a CEO that's always unorganized and you need a way to truly plan out your marketing campaigns? Do you need a way to really put out your social media posts, your email posts? You know you got to do all the things, but you don't know how you're going to do all the things. Well, this is why I created the $1 Million Planner. The $1 Million Planner gives you the system and the exact tools that you need to do every single day to make sure that you're making money in your business. All you have to do is go to marketingbymonrae.com to grab your $1 Million Planner today and use the code Ghetto CEO to get a little money off. Now I'm seeing you in the next episode. I feel like I had to learn who I was. You know, I had to figure out because for a long time, and I think I talk about this with a lot of different entrepreneurs, is that when you become an entrepreneur, especially a high level entrepreneur, you embody a different personality and a different being of yourself.
So you had to walk away from old Monrae.
Yeah, so I had to even establish I had to understand that Monrae and Adriana is two separate things, right? Mm-hmm. Even though I have worked really hard over the last few years to merge the two. Right? Because at one point in my, at one point it was like Adriana was this person versus Monrae was this person. And so it was just different, versus over the last few years, it was more so okay, how can I merge the two? Right. Mm-hmm. But in this season, I had to figure out what does Adriana want? And I think that as I became older, I started to decide that while I do want to be successful, while I am building $100 million company, I also want all the things. I want the affection, I want the love, I want I want all of those things.
But not from us.
No, I don't want y'all to touch me.
I want to make sure we clear that. Not affection from everybody. So if you walk up to her, she may not want your hug.
No.
So not ours, okay?
No. So I for me, it just was about what do I want my life to look like and what am I doing this for? I want to go to the soccer games and be the PCA president, but I also want to have $100 million company. I also want to do the things. So it's how can I have both? And what does that look like? And what am I not willing to tolerate anymore?
Love it. All right. So this brings up, it's good that you say that we unlocked, okay? Mm-hmm. So I have personally witnessed you and your growth over the years as a woman, but also as a businesswoman. Mm-hmm. And so what has been the most contributing factor to that? Unless this evolution, like you said, there was Monrae and there was Adriana, and now you have a little bit mix of both. But I've seen you come, just from the years that I've known you. What has been the contributing factor? Has it been something that was outside force, or was it all inner? How'd you get here?
I think I've always had a strong support system. So, during my years of developing, I've always had a support system that will, one, tell me the truth, and because I never had a support system that was yes me. And I think even if I think about my time in the music industry or whatever, right? I think about I used to watch people really be surrounded by yes men, literally, yeah, that's good, girl. Yeah, that's good. And it's girl, no, it's not. Girl, get up and go to work, And so I think that in my career, I just haven't been surrounded by those people that's really going to tell me what is real, So I think that has allowed me to really grow.
And what has been the hardest decision of your life? The toughest? I mean, it could be younger, currently. What has been the toughest decision that you've ever had to make? You see, I'm getting to the nitty gritty.
The toughest decision I ever had to make. So I feel as a CEO, you're always making tough decisions. It's not on a day-to-day basis. Today we had to fire somebody, right? It's not. Oh, you didn't get the email?
I've been here working. Dang.
So today we had to terminate someone's employment a little too early. And so because of that, that's not an easy. That it wasn't you this time. So I'm not gonna play this lady. So I'm saying to say that that's not easy. No. You know what I'm saying? That's not an easy decision to make, to be oh, this person, decided that their livelihood was going to be counted on us, and like now they got to go back to the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not a easy decision.
Me that with you that time. No, I know we're laughing, but like that is an impact. Like it's happened to all of us before. Where it's like,
and I'm not saying that's the hardest decision I made. I'm just saying that as a CEO, you make hard decisions every day. You know what I'm saying? You make hard decisions about a lot of things, and so through my journey, I feel like I've had to make hard decisions. I had to make a hard decision with like letting go of our office. And I put over $200,000 into that office, you know, and so to let it go because that was the season that we were in, it was hard, you know, and so I've made decisions to close the Millionaire Mob University, and I love the mob, you know what I'm saying?
I still love y'all real bad. We locked in. I became a professor.
Yes, like I love teaching, you know, I love educating, but I had to make decisions not based on my feelings, but on facts. I was looking at the P&L, you know, and so a lot of times, you know, as a CEO, you have to make decisions based on facts. And so I think even in my personal life, you know, I had to make decisions of just letting things go that maybe I wasn't ready to let go or, you know, whatever, but I had to move forward to become the best version of myself.
Love it. And so with what you're saying now, I also admire that when we talk about a pivot, baby, Monrae will have me in the car. We'll do a hard pivot and like a Cadillac turn. I'll just be flying, ready to roll. So, I mean, how have you been able to, like over the year, I guess because maybe you started so young, so other people that may be so more like a traditional leader, we're going to ask a lot. I'm going to be the first one, like, Monrae, why are we going this way? Why are we taking this turn? What's this U-turn? Well, what's this going to be? What's going to happen when we get there? But you like, look at you see further out, so you've always had that gift. And I always told you you're a genius when it comes to marketing. Like, that's a no-brainer because you are the creative mind behind a lot of things that we do. But how have you been able to become this, like, pivot queen? It's like you don't stay. If something ain't going right, baby, you say, hey, you might have been in the car for 2 weeks, baby. We got to pivot and get you. You know, like,
no, for sure.
You don't take it too lightly. You are good at decisions.
So I feel like it is a trait of mine to make decisions fast. And I think that, you know, a lot of times people don't understand the decisions that I make, even personally or professionally, but I decide and I move on it because I do think that I am smart enough to make the wrong decision, but I'm also powerful enough to get myself out of it, right? And so if I make a bad decision, then I could get myself out of it, right? And I do also know that this journey is purpose-led. I know that God is leading me on this journey. And so I just keep going. I ride till the wheels fall off because I sometimes you just got to change. And sometimes, you know, and I think from the outside looking in, people look at me and they're thinking that I made a sudden change. But honestly, I had been contemplating and thinking about it and planning it for months because I am a planner. Because sometimes people think about me and they say like, oh, you're making, you know, quick pivots or, you know, whatever. But I am truly a planner. Like in the background, I'm probably planning.
But you already planned it.
Yeah, I done already planned it. And I already done figured it out. I done already asked myself the questions. It just don't take me long to make a decision.
I love that. Okay, so this one, so you might little pivot and we're going to see how this one go, guys. Let's get it in together. All right, so Monrae's got a new man at home. Okay, yes. So from that, how has your new relationship changed how you show up in business?
Now, most CEOs say they struggle with marketing, but the thing that I've realized is that you just not doing enough. You don't need to learn anything else. You need more tools to help you execute. And that is why I created these custom chat GPTs where it allows you to actually do the things, right? Write the sales page, write the content plan, write the emails, send them out. These chat GPTs are going to allow you to execute at a faster pace. But listen, I got several bundles where you could be able to get these custom chat GPTs starting at $27. But I need you to head over to marketingbymonrae.com so that you can be able to grab these products. Now, let's get back to this episode. I would ask you that. Do you feel like it changed?
She's nicer because, baby, let me tell you.
Bitch.
The B word, not going to happen again. Not going to happen again. What was my not going to happen? I forgot what my ferociously. Mm-hmm. All right, so within that, I would think, I'm not going to say she's necessarily nicer, but I can see that she, like, smiles more. She still don't want you to hug her, so please, I have to learn my way. But I do think that you seem softer, and I think you've allowed your team. A lot of times you and Mia like to do a lot of the things. And so now I think you're more trusting as far as your team. And so you're able to go do the things. You're able to go travel. You're able to go spend time to build that relationship. And we're able to pick up and let's do it. So I think you trust us more. So that's one thing. It's more of us than just two people. So that also helps because it's not a lot on just two people.
Yeah.
And then 3, I do see like a lighter, like, you laugh, you know what I'm saying? Like I do see that glow in you. So I do think it happens. I don't know if it's necessarily in business, but it could be in life.
Yeah.
So because you show up like that in life, you showing up in business.
I mean, I think it's more so of less about why I do feel like, my new situation has had a positive effect on my life. I do also think that it's less about the person and more about who I decided to become, And so what's important to me is it's just different. Like I think that as you get older, women change, And so what's important to you at 25 is not going to be important to you at 30. What's important at 30 is not going to be the same at 40. And so I think that we have the right, and I think I would say that to women out there, you have the right to change your desires. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, it was really important for me to build my business when I started at 19, right? And I appreciate all the people and the support that I had during that time. But now it is really important for me to build a family and have stability and be able to, now I'm like in this whole like ready-made family, and so it's like, it's important to me to get up. Like my favorite part of the day is like taking Casey to school and dropping him off, and so it's like, that's important to me. While I love business, I love y'all, I love working with y'all, but I also get to be in a strategic space of how can I get us to $100 million? Like the thing that I'm doing every day is not in the weeds of our clients' accounts. Like the things that I'm doing daily is like, how do we increase our profitability? What does that look like? The things that I'm doing every day is building our board of advisors, changing us to a C Corp from an LLC to make sure that we can play where the big dogs are playing. You know what I'm saying? We can get the tax write-offs that they getting, and that even looks like in the back end where a lot of times people don't understand the shift that has to happen, but that's even me changing the way that I get paid. Like, while I've always been an employee of the company, I could, if I wanted to, in the LLC, you could take an owner's draw, right? Now that we're a C Corp, baby, I can't take nothing out that account that don't take out that account. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't belong. Mm-hmm. And so even the way that I have to interact with my friends or whatever, they might be like, well, let me see your little invoice on my credit card and I'm gonna get cash back. I can't do stuff like that no more because I'm gonna have to send you a 1099. Now I'm gonna have to, be able to quantify that income, Big so level. I think you just have to, I think I am personally and professionally just shifted in a new season of my life. And I think that's just where I am. And I might change my mind. Like, that's why I don't love like social media and all of that stuff. Cause I could literally change my mind tomorrow and I might be like, I just want to be a cat mom. And I will post my cats and be happy, But
cat is wild. I mean, you can at least say a dog now.
I'm just saying, but I think that people like hold on so much to what you say and feel like that has to be your forever. And I'm not saying that this situation isn't. I'm just saying that I could change and I have the right to change is what I'm saying.
I love it. Because at the end of the day, we have to be happy. And so that was one of my other questions too, is like, what truly makes you happy? And this has nothing to do with work.
Yeah.
This has nothing to do with winning. Because you've won a lot. You've gotten to get a lot of accolades. But what, if all this was just, what truly makes Monrae happy, like outside of all the other
I think that's what I had to figure out. So, like, what has made me happy in the past has always been work. I love seeing deposits in my account. Like, that makes me smile. Like, I love cha-ching.
So that means y'all supposed to be using the link right now.
Yes. It makes me happy. I also love being on sales calls and be like, you finna pay me what? Okay. I love it, right? But in this new season, it's more so of like, I guess those small moments. Like
baths.
Like
she loves us.
I love a bath.
She loves baths.
And I take bath showers, all the things. I don't
just so we clear.
Just so we clear. But I will get in my tub and put my melatonin in there with my melatonin bubble bath with a little bath bomb and all the things. And I'm gonna turn my Janae on and I'm going to relax. That's makes me happy. It makes me happy to have, small moments and, just different things that's out of the norm. I think that the thing that I love so much about where I am now is I truly feel just like a regular person. And I think that,
Are you about to cry?
I can't stand, Lord.
Oh my gosh, get this on camera. Get a close up, please.
I think that at some point in your life, when you have been like the one, and you are, striving to do certain things, at some point you just want to chill.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
What is happening?
Oh my gosh. I did good on my makeup this morning. Go ahead. Okay.
But no, that's how I feel. Like, I feel like at some point in life, you just want to chill. Like, you just want to be regular. I want to go to a space where don't nobody know Monrae and nobody's asking Monrae for anything. And I feel like I'm in that space where I just could be Adriana and I could just cook and clean and, Casey asking me for all the stuff, he just like, girl, where's my canes? So I think it's just like chill, just a different life. And I think that it has been, it just has been great. So I like it.
I think that was a really good point because I think a lot of times, even as you're like on your team, a lot of times we lean on you. We're asking you so many questions. And so there has to be a lot of pressure that we're always come to you. Then people, your clients, come to you. Like if you're not on the shoot, it's like, okay, is Monrae here? It's like, it's been so hard. And then a lot of people don't even know you're getting your master's right now. And I mean, you're not in a little program. You're not getting an honorary master's.
Yes.
You're getting a real master's and you're going every weekend and you're with these classmates that are like top notch and you're learning and you took that upon yourself to take that another level for your education. But it's like we put so much on you and I think it's not just us. Society, if you don't post on social media, people probably like...
No, literally, when I stopped posting on social media, and it wasn't like intentional, it's just like, I remember trying to make a post and being like, I don't have anything to say. Like, I don't have anything, like, I want to build my business right now, and I really don't have anything to tell y'all people, you know what I'm saying? And so, I think that even when I stopped posting on social media, people were like, okay, so where you at? We miss you. Like, I literally, so many people, when I started posting a little bit more consistent, was like, we miss you. And I was like, girl, I been here. Y'all ain't DM me. You ain't check on me. You ain't try to, is you dead? Like, anything could have happened to me. And so you didn't necessarily, I hear you saying like, you miss me or whatever, but what did you do to like figure out where I was or what's going on,
And a lot of times people go through things and they think social media is everything. So if you didn't post on social media, you good. Money in the bank, you ain't go through no mental, nothing, you happy. But that's not always the case. And I think with people who have bubbly personalities, it's always like, even with me, if I'm not bubbly or talking, it's kind of like, well, what's wrong with you, Lauren? It's like, dang, can I have a moment to just go through things? And it's like, I don't get to go through that in peace because like I went missing. Like when I first found out I was pregnant, I didn't post for like 7 days because I had to process it. Like, hold on, who asked me to be somebody? God, you know who I am. Am I okay to be a mom? Like, it was more so like I had to go through those steps in my mind. Like, whoa, like I'm about to be somebody's mom. This is gonna be life changing. But I stepped away and it was like, well, where's she at? And then I couldn't even tell my own pregnancy because I guess somebody had noticed it and they started calling people and somebody called me like, hey, somebody asked, are you pregnant? It's like, dang, let me get them on 5 and let me do my own announcements. So much society, we have to make sure that we give people the space and the grace to be themselves, but also to take time off because a lot of times social media is so pressuring just from even comparing yourself. Like, okay, I'm this age, look where they are in their career. And like, even with me having a creative career, I may not be where like some of my people that I went to school with, where they are, but I had to learn to not compete against anybody else. This is my own journey. This is my own life. So we're going our own race.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I mean, I just love that. And so, hey, let's give her some grace, y'all. So if y'all don't see her post, let her go cook some. I've never tried to cooking personally, so I don't know if it's actually good. I don't know. I don't know. We got because spaghetti ain't it, okay?
Wow.
I'm just kidding. Okay, so my last question is, before we get out of here, because we didn't already, I'm glad you didn't mess it actually come out the eye because we got more work to do. But this is a good one. So if everything stopped tomorrow, everything, what would you want to be what would you most be proud of? If everything, you just, like how you said, you're going to be a cat mom. if you just retired everything, quit everything tomorrow, what would be your most proudest moment that you would want anybody to think of and say? Ooh, I'm coming with the Gayle King questions.
I think that I'm sitting and reflecting, but I guess that I actually did it. I did it. I got this far. I was able to help thousands, over 30,000 women, be able to support their business. I was able to put my genius out into the world. I was able to just do the thing and get the thing that's in my head actually out, because a lot of people get stuck with the ideas in their head and their hearts, but they actually don't do the work. And so not only did I do it, but I've done it for 11 plus years, and I've made 7+ figures multiple years. So I think that is what I would be proud of. I also honestly out of all of that, that is great. But I truly will be proud of the impact that I've made on my team. I just see, and while I went through a slew of people and, through my journey, but I feel like I can see the growth in people, especially like people that's been here with me a long time. I see the growth that's happened in me. I see the growth that has happened in you, and I understand where you came, like when you first got here and who you were, and now like seeing you be a mom and like you making sacrifices to support Chloe and being able to truly step into your power. And while, some people may say like Lauren bloomed late, and she didn't get to do, you wouldn't be where people would expect you to be at your age. I see what you have done and what you have been able to overcome. And so for me to be a small token of that, that is what I'm most proud of.
Okay. Okay, take it away.
And that is another episode of the Ghetto CEO podcast. Thank you for tuning in. I hope y'all tell me happy birthday or something. What you gonna do for Big Mama for real?
Drop it in the comments, y'all. Run the comments up. Happy birthday. Make sure you go to marketingbymonrae.com. Look, trying to get together. Go to marketingbymonrae.com. Make sure you check out, get a planner, get what we have, the Chat GPT bundles, so you can make sure you're doing your marketing like Monrae does it. So make sure you check out, get it, tag us.
Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see y'all later on the next episode. Bye, y'all.
Invoice in, that ain't ghetto. Money spin, oh, that's ghetto. Hold on, it's kinda ghetto being a CEO.